Good morning. So I thought I would show you the campsite. This is Lambert's Meadow campsite. And this is the creek. Great water source. I usually stand on that rock right there. Fill up my CNOC. Anyway, got to listen to this all night. It was actually quite nice. And then, if we weren't ever at the threat of Noro, they have a nice picnic table, which I did not touch, and fire pit with these large logs that, we could sit at. But I kept my distance from all the popular places. And then you can see, let's see if I can pull. This is the area. The trail's right there, right there. I've already seen hikers go through. It's about 7:15. I'm getting another late start. I don't care. And this is where I chose to put my tent. Perfect. Slept with the fly open. It was really nice last night. I'll show you this. In case you've not seen one. I think if you're planning a trip, you've probably seen one. But if you've never camped, maybe you haven't. This is the bear box. So, the theory being the bears, you stick your hand under there. If I do it, then I'm going to have to wash my hands again. But you press on a lever inside there, and then the door opens. And the theory being the bears can't do that. And they say, as it says, everything, not just food, but anything that has a scent. So toothpaste, toiletries, whatever. And not to leave trash and old food behind, which on this side, somebody did. It's just people are so stinking selfish and rude. I don't understand it. I never will. Because all they've done is made it work for the ridge runners, which if they think they're getting paid the big bucks, they're horribly mistaken. I learned from the girl yesterday, the folks that I saw yesterday, that the only reason they're able to go out and spray the shelter spaces and the privies is because of the license plate program. I guess if you get a license plate with the AT on it, that money goes to paying for those kinds of things, because otherwise the budget was cut. Not to get political, we're not going to. We all have our feelings. But I just thought, that's kind of an important thing. And yet that's what got cut. Okay, not even. All right, so this is my little breakfast setup. There's my food bag, my very still full food bag. But then I didn't eat for 2 days. There's my oatmeal. I'm making myself have an oatmeal this morning because I need to lighten this bag. My cook set. This is my fuel can with my little stove here. This is the stove. Works fabulous. Love it. And I've got like a plethora of lighters because I keep finding them. I say, what? They're litter, right? And they work. So I'm like, why leave them? Water, my bag for trash, my toiletries. And this is where I'm keeping my bug spray concoction, bug repellent. I got to tell you what, while we're on the subject, so I keep it in this bag, but I have it in, this was also a nip/airplane bottle size, but it was bigger. Took the top off, and I happen to have a spray bottle that fit. I had to trim the piece inside. But this works phenomenally and doesn't leak. In the original bottle that this came with, it leaked all over the place. Anyway, let me tell you about this. Last night while I was setting up camp, here, what shall we look at instead of just nothing while I yammer on? So last night while I was setting up camp, the flies were all over. I had one fly, and it's funny. Did I tell you this? They look like little ordinary house flies, but much smaller, and not tiny, but middle size, right? And one landed on my foot and bit me. I was like, you stinker. So I got out my, because I had my flip-flops on at that point, instead of, see, my flip-flops, just to get my shoes off and put on my flip-flops. So it bit me. So I got out my stuff and I sprayed my feet and sprayed my hands and sprayed my hat. And those, I know, they didn't even come close to me. Now, these are the flies and other flying insects. Um, I still don't know how it works for ticks, but it sure did work well for whatever was flying out there last night. So I do believe there's some merit to it, and I'm going to keep using it. One last thing to show you. This isn't exactly how I do it most often. I usually drape this over like a large fallen tree, like over there. Like that would be ideal if I was sitting over there. But since I'm not, I'm using this space here. Now, this is my CNOC, in case you're unfamiliar. It's just a water bladder, but instead of having a hose, to drink out of like I would with my hydration bladder, it's got a screw cap, so it holds the water, but but you can collect it super easy, right? So when I have it flipped up like this, it's in the off position. But when I just drape it over like this, it drips just enough. Well, usually, yep, there it goes. And I can use it as a faucet, a hand washing station. Isn't that fabulous? Yes, so clever. Anyway, it works for me. Oh, and there's my bar soap. See, my hand washing station's all set up for the morning. Yeah, so in an effort not... Oh, and there's my... So I had a carnation instant breakfast mixed with coffee this morning. Not had, it's still there. I don't know, I got it in my head to show you the campsite and never quite finished my drink, but there it is. But it was too hot anyway, so I'm letting it cool. All right, it's delicious, by the way. I do the chocolate flavor with the coffee. Some people do vanilla, but it's really good. And I guess that's that for the morning until we are off again. Bye. So this is a gorgeous way to start the day. So I think this is pretty much the same view I had from Tinker Cliffs, but a lot lower. Wow. And perfect time for me to make my first correction. So when I saw those black birds that were sitting on the rock there in the wind, I knew they weren't ravens somehow. And I knew they were vultures. I knew they were some sort of vulture. I could just tell by their heads. And yet everybody's been talking about these ravens they're seeing so many of, and I don't know. I haven't seen any. But then again, I only saw my first snake, so who knows. Anyway, I went straight to raven because I just heard so much about ravens. But last night I had cell service, so I Googled it, and sure enough, they're black vultures. And I just saw one fly by, and I was really hoping to catch him, but he must think I can leap off these ledges yet again. My gosh, they sure do like to bring us to dangerous cliffs. He must think I can leap off this cliff and get him, because he has not come back since I climbed up here. Oh my gosh. So gorgeous. But alas, I must move on. There's my friend. Actually, now that I've hung around, there's 3 of them. Oh, there's another one. I've seen 3, I'm sure there's more. But they are the black vultures looking for breakfast, I imagine. Hey, beautiful baby. Yeah. Before I climbed up here, though, they were coming right over by the rock, probably looking for rodents in the rocks. I scared them all away. Oh, did you see that shadow? Went right over my head. Oh, well. Must go. So I'm told I'm not far from Daleville, so I'm guessing that's it. And from what I'm told, they have a barbecue place like wicked close to the trail. So you know what I'm thinking? Oh yeah, pulled pork sandwich. Oh, fingers crossed it really isn't far. Please, please, please. Or this is it. This is on the other side of the trail, just past that beautiful river area. Are you Daleville, or is the other side Daleville? We will soon find out. Or maybe it's all Daleville. That is entirely possible. So if you can believe it, this place is right off the trail. I mean, I think it was like 0.3 off the trail. It's called Three Little Pigs, and from what I understand, it's kind of a institution of the trail. Is this place great? Oh my gosh, I'm in love. So I am sitting outside. I'll show you my spot in a minute, but this is so great. I love it. Anyway, too much. And then got all kinds of stuffs. And look, civilization is everywhere. Right off the trail. I paid $10 to get a shuttle ride here the other day. I could have walked here for free 3 days later, which I'm doing. And I'm having a fabulous lunch. I cannot wait. And this is my seat over here in the corner in the shade. Yay. Oh, and my meal already. Woo! Thank you. Look at that. Woohoo! Yummy. Yep, that's right. I did it. Might not be a breakfast sandwich, but it's take 2 on the pulled pork. Oh my gosh. And this, I got extra side of coleslaw. Oh my gosh. So good. So good. And like 0.3 or 0.4 off the trail. Can you stand it? I'm so happy. So yummy. So the trail actually crosses over this road. No joke. And I'm thinking, how in the heck? But look. Where is it? Oh, they give us a little sign. Slow down, people. There's hikers crossing. Yeah, okay. Well, I did manage to do it. I am on the other side successfully. What I did, I timed it to the lights and did half at a time. So when that light turned red and all the cars were done, I ran to the middle. And then when this light turned red and all the cars went by, I ran to the other side. And ironically, okay, this seems funnier in my head. It's probably not funny at all. They have a funeral home conveniently right here for all the hikers they lose trying to cross the road. Okay, I warned you, not funny. But I must leave civilization yet again. So when the cars stop going by, you see that little dirt path right there? That's literally where I popped out onto this massive highway. But you know what? I'm not belly aching, because guess where it popped me out? 0.3 from some awfully fine barbecue. And yes, I got pulled pork. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Talk about trail magic. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. How funny is that? Oh, you know what? I almost want to take advantage, but I have some, so I'm not going to. But that is so freaking great. Actually, mine is buried. I think I might take a little just to have in the, so I keep the bulk of it in the bottom of my pack, and then just enough for the day in the back pouch. I think this is something I need to just take advantage of. But anyway, wanted to show you. This is where it pops us back in. Wow. Thank you, whoever left this. You know, I may complain about my climbs, but then I get to the top and I see this, and it's all worth it. Do you want to be in my video? You want to be in my video? Okay. This is Jamie and PJ, who do or do not want to be in my video. So this is take 2. I've already tried to do this day's update, and my phone shut off on me. And now it's dark. So now I'm working off my headlamp and probably look like some creepy horror movie cast member. I'm going to do the best I can here. So anyway, it was a really good day. As you know, I got out the door a little late, right? It was like 9:24. Not my worst, not my best, but it was a really, really nice hike. And honest to God, it felt like it was mostly downhill, which scared me because that means uphill is coming. But so somewhere along the way, let's guess it was mile 5-ish, I met this guy named Trash Dog, and he had gone to trail days and he was telling me about it and whatever. And then a little ways later, we met up. One of his friends that he's been hiking with was sitting on a rock waiting for him, and his name was Crazy, and he actually passed me earlier. And Crazy wears a top hat, and I said, "Oh my gosh, Crazy, I need a picture. My son will love this." So you'll see Trash Dog in the background, but Crazy's wearing the top hat. So the guys were talking about how they're going to go into Daleville and get a hamburger. And I thought, oh, you know, I've already been into Daleville 3 days ago. I went in, you know, that's when I went to the Outfitters, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's like wicked close, like 200 yards off the trail. And I'm like, what? I'm like, it is? So I'm like, if it's 200 yards, I'm thinking real food. So, all right. So I don't know if I believe him or not, but I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to find out, right? When I get there, I'll do because I was going to come to this highway crossing, and I said, I can, at that point, do Google Maps and find out how far I am from like real food. So then about a mile later, I bumped into this woman that I've seen several times on the trail, and now she was going Sobo. And I'm thinking, oh, why are you going southbound? She goes, oh, my hike is over. She had through hiked last year. And she was just out hiking for a few days this year. Now she was out again with her sister. And so I said something about Daleville being close. She goes, oh my gosh, it is so close. She's like really, really close. She goes a half mile, if that, to the grocery store and to different restaurants and all this. So I'm like, oh my gosh, now I'm getting really excited. And then she told me about this little restaurant, barbecue place called Three Little Pigs. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, breakfast sandwich was out the window now. I'm thinking pulled pork. So now I am on the move. I just want to fly because I got the late start. And if I spend an hour in town getting food and everything, I'm thinking, but I'm like willing to do it, right? Because I knew that would get me in camp later than I like, but whatever. So I start hauling. And again, it was really pleasant and mostly downhill. And I'm thinking, oh, we're going to pay for this later. So sure enough, I get to the highway, and sure enough, it is literally, and I've said this too many times in the videos, but 0.3 or 4 to the Three Little Pigs. And now I love potato chips with my pulled pork. So I went into Kroger's first and picked up, I don't know why, I got the large bag. I kept thinking, oh, I'll eat, some with my sandwich and some with dinner. I don't know what I was thinking. How am I going to eat a large bag of chips? I was so starving. So I'm like, yep. So I stupidly do it. So I grab the bag. I'm in line. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my wallet is in my pack. So I said to the poor cashier, I got to disassemble myself and get my pack off and
and get my wallet out. So the guy behind me, he's hearing all this, and he goes, "Oh, no, no." He goes, "Just a bag of chips. It's on me." And I'm like, "No, sir, you don't have to do that." And it turns out, he insisted, it turns out he's a previous thru hiker. His trail name is Dad. And he just wanted to do that. And I thought it was so great. So Dad, if you're listening to any of this, thank you again. So I got a picture with him. You'll see it. And he also offered me a ride back to the trailhead, but I told him I was going to go get lunch, and he goes, "You going to Three Little Pigs?" I said, "I am," and he said, "It's an institution with thru hikers," and I said, "I can see why." So I go. It is the cutest little place. You'll see the video. The food was amazing. So if you're into barbecue, highly recommend. Um, and so and then I'm sneaking my chips because it actually said no outside food. The waitress said it would be fine, but I didn't want to obviously break the rules, so I'm got my chips over to the side and I'm eating my chips. And then they give free banana pudding to thru hikers. So I was so full. But yeah, okay, so you'll see in the video where I ordered a second sandwich. Let's just say this. I was probably good for the first sandwich went down way too easy. The second sandwich was about 50% I was good. The other 50%, I wasn't throwing it away. I need the calories and I paid for it. So I was eating it, but that made my belly so full. So now I was hard to put that pack back on and put my belly strap, the waist strap tight. Kind of reminded me when I was sick the other day. But anyway, so the back was weighing wicked heavy on my shoulders. But so I said to the girl, I said, "I'm starting to get really full." I said, "I'll taste just a mini version of your banana pudding, but I really want to taste it." So it was delicious. I didn't think I would like banana pudding. It was delicious. So then, of course, I walk like the hop, skip, and jump back to where I've got to get the trailhead. And I meet two hikers, Jamie and PJ. And turns out they are section hikers. And they come out every year. I think they said for a week. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. Could be longer. But they come out for at least a week. And they do a section. And they've been doing this for 10 years. Anyway, super nice. Walked with them for probably just about, I think we were just to a mile before the shelter. We were headed to the same shelter. A mile before the shelter. And it was thanks to them. They saved me twice. Jamie was the one that caught the 1/3 of the way to Katahdin sign. I blew right past it. He's like, hey, get back here. You got to see this. So thank goodness to him. And then it was PJ who reminded me that we needed to stop for water because I'm at the Fort Hard Knob shelter. And the comments in the map said that the water source is a cistern that collects from the gutters, which is fine. I have no problem with collecting rainwater, but it goes into a cistern and then it comes out some kind of faucet. And the comments said that the water tasted funky. I am not about funky tasting water. So we ended up collecting all the water we would need for tonight and tomorrow 3 miles early. That was the closest water source, hence the cistern. So Jamie actually had to go. Jamie was the one who went down into the creek because it was way steep and possible poison ivy. So he risked all that, and we handed him our bladder, collection bladders, and then he handed them back up. And so PJ, if she had not said, I would have just kept walking, and then I'd be drinking cistern water. So anyway, so good that she said something. And you know what? Even though I had to haul 4 liters of water, 3 miles, totally worth it. And the hills did come, but for the first time in a very long time, we had switchbacks. Lots, long, easy switchbacks until we got to that mile before the shelter. And then they really couldn't do the switchbacks. We had to go straight up. I didn't realize it. The shelter's on top of the mountain. So we're up here. It's really cool. And I got here, set up my tent, and I've just been lazy ever since. So really good day. And it's not supposed to rain tonight, but it is supposed to rain tomorrow. So we'll see. But that's that. And at some point, I want to tell you about my toe. I wanted to do it tonight, but now it's way too dark. So you have to remind me. I'll tell you about my toe tomorrow. All right. Good night. Good night, everybody.